worked the recording. So good news. Thank you very much, Merlin. I'm going to press share my screen now. Give me a little thumbs up. If, you can see, create a video from your blog posts in the chat. Yes. Oh, not in the chat, on the screen. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get stuck straight in. I'm just going to switch over my view so I can see people there. So for those of you that attended last week, a little bit of this will be a bit of a refresher for you, plus obviously looking at a new person's video that we'll create today. Because as you might remember, I forgot to press record, and there were a lot of people that wanted to attend and couldn't, and I had promised them the recording. So that is why we're having a rerun today, which is fun for me because I really enjoy making videos. So thank you for joining me, particularly if it's your second time in a row. It's great to have you here. So today our topic is create a video from your blog post. So video gets the highest organic reach and the best engagement unequivocally. It's extraordinary how particularly Instagram and Facebook keep pushing video and push it and telling us that we know straight off the bat we're going to get less reach for doing regular posts, even less reach for just doing words on Facebook, for example. So we need to find ways that we can be creating video. And one of the things you might have noticed just in the last week is that even on Instagram, video that you're posting that is not a reel is actually going out there as a reel. So it's definitely making us at Hello Media rethink how we're creating content or what it is that we're putting out there, etc. It's definitely changing times. Although I think I say that every year, it's definitely changing times. In the digital marketing space, it is forever changing. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen, and my company is Hello Media, and I am supported by an amazing group of women who help me with the business all day, every day, doing amazing things and helping people grow their business. So I'm a speaker, a coach, a mentor, writer, designer, presenter, content creator, and a branding specialist. And that all kind of comes under the heading of business coach specializing in digital marketing. I also have a couple of podcasts, so bite-sized conversations with my digital BFF, Jenny Walk from Elephant in the Room Consulting. And we do that as a live podcast so that you can join us if you want to, ask questions that we can answer on the spot. And then, of course, we download it. It gets a header and a footer or a intro and outro added to it, and then it gets loaded onto YouTube and put up onto as a podcast. Now, I tell you about that because what I really work hard with our clients is how to get them visible online. And that's such a great way to get visible. Half an hour of content of just her and I talking, we can otter it to turn that into a transcribed document that we can then turn into a blog. We can then create socials out of it. We can, of course, put it onto the podcast, put it onto YouTube. So all kinds of different ways we can use that content. And that was just from a half-hour chat. So have a think about what you can do in your business to get more visible online to reach more people. There's also a meetup group that I run. It's a networking group online called Positive Passionate Business Women. And we have a podcast for that too. I'm a member of the Social Media Marketing Society, which helps me stay on top of my game because, as I just mentioned, it is just endlessly, changing. So this, I said a little bit earlier when we first started for people to put their superpower statement in the chat. So a superpower statement is a way of just summing up who you are, what you do, how you help people, and how people can connect with you. So some people like to call it an elevator pitch. I like to call it a superpower statement. So here's my expanded one. So hi, I'm Kylie and I build brands. I help creators, entrepreneurs, brands, and businesses get visible online so they attract their customers to them instead of chasing them. And of course, on it goes. Now, the reason I share it here is because every webinar or every workshop or anything that I teach, I always say that if, at the very beginning, would you like to put your details in the chat so everyone can connect? It's also a great way to grow your socials organically online, etc. too. So if you take a little look at how you can create your superpower statement, we've actually got a video that will be loaded onto YouTube quite soon. That was one of our previous free workshops. So you would be invited to go and watch that and work on creating your own superpower statement, because from that you can expand it, you can reduce it, you can even put it in as your about us story on your website. It can be the beginning of a lot of different things. So it's also, for me, it's what turned into my Instagram bio, for example. So it's a really fun way to feel confident about saying at the drop of a hat who you are and what you do. So yeah, let's move on though and see about my history with video. So this started way back before I was even born, when my mum was the lead actress in New Zealand's first ever colour feature film. My dad was, that's pretty much when my dad met her. My dad was a film producer, and he had a couple of film production companies in New Zealand. And so during school holidays and things, I would work with him. So I just grew up in that industry. I went off and did a journalism diploma and then a communications degree, majoring in radio and TV and writing. And I was very, very lucky, is that my first job I got straight out of there was off to the UK, based in London, but traveling all over the world, filming the Formula One World Powerboat Championship. So that third photo there is of me in St. Petersburg, about to jump in that helicopter, and that had no doors, and film from up above, filming the race, and I would be writing for these sports magazines at the same time. And then the next photo is in Abu Dhabi. Again, we were doing the Formula One World Powerboat Championship, but we would do all kinds of other events as well. It was a pretty extraordinary time. I came to Australia and worked for film companies here, and then I started up my own. I moved it up to the North Coast, where I have been now for the last 22 years in Bangalore. And then I decided that, many, many years ago now though, but expanded that. So it was an all-encompassing digital agency. And then I had an e-commerce business and things as well. So I've just been in this industry for an incredibly long time, super, super passionate about it. And I love how it has evolved so much. And to the fact now that we literally, all we need is a phone and we can video anything that we want and create some amazing content just with something that can go in our pocket or in our purse. It's pretty incredible. So that's just a little bit of background or history for me. I'm just pouring my glass of water because I forgot to do that. So let's get stuck in to look at what we're going to learn. Why video? The importance of video in digital marketing. 5 reasons you need to be using video in your digital marketing strategy. Platforms to create great video. And then we're going to actually create the video from the blog post. And as I mentioned earlier, people were invited to submit a blog post if they wanted to go in the draw. Merlin just spun the wheel about 5 minutes before we went live with this. And Sandra Renata, who has introduced herself in the chat, she is the person that won, which is super exciting. So you'll be watching me create a video for Sandra using her blog post, and I'll be using Wave Video. But first of all, let's take a little look at why video. Well, because videos are processed by the brain 60 times faster than text. Videos are easily digested and shared, and video storytelling is much more effective than a sales pitch, as on a story rather than a product or a service. So if you have a look at some stats here, and some of these are pretty old, like here's May 2021, February 2021, for example, but these get views. It's amazing how many more views they'll get than if it was just a picture. And that was a year ago. Imagine now that they're telling us that it's all about video, that video is going to be promoted above everything else. If you look down at the bottom one, the Easter one, that was just a silly little video that I made that literally just had a bird twerping around looking at plastic Easter eggs in a bush. It was just a template from Wave, I think, that I was using at the time, still even then. And it was very, 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 very basic. It got 14 comments, 57 likes, but check out the number of views it got. 4.45 thousand, which was a crazy amount of, people to be able to reach with a video like that. So yeah, definitely worth you having a play with it and seeing how you go and how many more people you can reach with it. So video posts attract 3 times more inbound links than text posts. And 90% of info transmitted is visual, 40% of people respond better to visual info than they do to text. And as I said, your brain processes visuals 60,000 times faster than text. So we definitely want to get on and work on more video content. So creating video stories that are entertaining and educational is really where we want to focus. So video builds trust, video builds loyalty. When we think about that know, like, and trust factor that we all know that we really need to work on in our business, because of course people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, then we've got to really focus on video because it's so good and so clever at building that trust. It also gets so much more organic reach. That means less money that you're spending on ads. So what we want to do is we always want to start with relevant content, and it doesn't need to be top quality that you've had professionally shot for you. Literally pick up your phone and just film. You will be blown away with what you can achieve with that, or use stock footage like we'll be showing you today of how we're going to do that. And we also want to think about sharing stories in video that our audience wants to hear. We want to take them through a process. So that means we can't just say, buy my stuff. We need to give them reasons of why they want to buy our stuff. So for example, think about your unique selling proposition. So what is it that makes you and your business or your product unique? Why should I buy from you instead of buying from another? Share that in a video. So we also want to be striving to creating our best organic post that we possibly can. So I don't believe in just posting every single day because we're told we should. I believe that you need to sit there and think, why am I posting this? What's the outcome I'm trying to get? And really work your strategy, because otherwise you're just putting stuff out there, throwing it out to the wind and seeing if any of it's going to take. No, we definitely need to put a strategy together. So creating one amazing video a week is going to have far better opportunities for you than creating every single day stuff that actually isn't going to land with your ideal audience. So that's a good moment to tell you about this. So we have a workshop coming up soon, a Let's Get Visible. We're doing this as a whole year-long series. And this one is how your blog posts can get you visible online and help you shine. So you've come along today to learn how to make a video from your blog posts, but maybe what you want to do is learn how to make really great blog posts and why you need to be doing great blog posts. So perhaps you want to come along to that. We'll give you a link in the chat and you'll be able to register for that and come and join us. It's early in September. I think maybe the second week of September or something like that, on a Friday morning. So here's a little example, if it's going to play. Yes, I think it is. Just a series that I had started all about using emojis for business. This one here, oopsie, it's not going to play for some reason. Anyway, when I send you out the link to actually that has the slides, you'll be able to press play on it yourself. I sometimes find that this camera thing doesn't do it. I might just try on here, hang on. Oh, yes, I just tried it on my second screen.
Hi there, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media, and I'm here to share my love of emoji with you and all the ins and outs of using them. So what do they mean? How can we use them in business? How can they help us?
I'm not going to play you the whole thing, but just letting you know that you can actually, I'll just come back to it. So hopefully it shows us a different way. Yeah, that's better. So this one we made in Canva. So I filmed it using Loom, then I uploaded it into Canva and I just put it into one of the Canva frames, which was a little Polaroid frame, for example. So there's lots of ways that you can create video. You don't need to be using one of the video platforms that I'm going to be demonstrating today. So if you just want something way simpler, then you could just try doing a video in Canva, for example. Here's another little example of one. Oh, this one here, though, actually made from a blog post for a client. And this one here, the client is Let's Porty, and we wrote the blog with them, and then I turned that into a video. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and this is what you guys are going to be learning today. You'll see there, all I did was, I'll just click back and go forward again so that you can see. All I did was did a final screen that had some little bits where you could put some photos in, and then I did a screenshot of what the blog looked like so people would know what to go and look for when they wanted to read the blog after seeing this on YouTube. Of course, in the platform that I'm about to show you, and also in Canva, of course, you can resize that. So you can also turn it into a reel, which is super awesome. As long as it's under 90 seconds, which that one was, then you can turn it into all kinds of repurposed video content. Here's some more examples of video.
This is it. Everybody, if you want to know what's it.
That was super overwhelming, wasn't it? It was 3 playing at once. So hang on a moment while I just get you to see the first one first. So these 3 here are reels, and that what we're doing for Hello Media is that we're doing like little how-to guides in our reels, which seem to be working pretty well for now. So we're doing those in Canva and also using CapCut, and I will show you what they look like. And of course, the audio that we're using is trending audio directly from Instagram. Done. Super, super simple. So what's there in your business that you might like to do as a little guide to help people along? So I'll show you this one.
This is it, everybody. If you want to know what's it, it's this.
Super simple. And obviously the caption would also help along with that. Or you'd hope that once people have looked at it, that they read the caption to find out a little bit more. This is the third one. I just go back to the beginning. And as you can see with that, it's definitely all about the timing with the music to get people watching and grooving along a little bit. So we want to think about creating entertaining content, and we want to base it around a product that we sell or a service that we offer, but really we want to think about edutaining people. So a mixture of entertaining and educating, or one or the other, it's totally up to you. And what we want to make sure that we do is that we think about, well, for me personally, I like to make this size for YouTube first, upload it there, and then of course I'm going to resize it for all the other platforms as well. One cool thing that you can do with the YouTube one, or one thing, sorry, that you need to remember with the YouTube one is don't just share the link from that to Facebook, because Facebook don't like that. They want you to create new content and be on their platform. So make sure you're creating native uploads, not just sharing from other platforms around. So Jeff says, have you heard of G'day Moji, Australian emojis based in Mudgee? I have not, Jeff, but I'd very much like to check them out. I'm sure that'll be fun. This one here is one that we made in Canva using stock footage. So you can see it's super simple. And we could just put up the picture of the thing and put some words with it or whatever, but putting a bit of a visual like the stock video with it definitely makes a difference as to how it is received. Let's just look at a couple more. I'll just quickly press pause so I don't know all play all at once. Hang on, let's do this one on the left.
Lights, camera, action.
Super easy again, just done in Canva. There is another reel in the middle. This is using footage that one of their customers shared. Super simple again. Let's look at this one here.
Listen to me now.
So you can see we always end up with one of these at the end where we've got some branding on it. And sometimes we'll do some cool, oh, here you go. This one's got a call to action. And this one tells you exactly what there is and of course the website. So always think, what am I going to put at the end that will encourage them to do something or just really good for brand awareness? I've got two more to show you. Both of these are Hello Media ones. Let me just press pause and go back to this one. These two I actually made in Wave, not in Canva. So you can see that there, I've got 3 different spots that you can get in touch. And then let's do this last one. So a call to action, and again, 3 ways that you can touch base. Now, if you want these videos to just be able to be used over and over and over and over and over, make sure that you're not changing things up too often. Like, for example, I don't change my Instagram name or whatever, because then none of my videos would be relevant anymore. I'd need to be editing all of them, which would be super annoying. So let's look at the importance of video in digital marketing. I'm going to zip through these super, super fast. And because I want to get on and get stuck into creating this video. So, but first of all, did you know that 97% of marketers claim that videos help their customers better understand their products? 81% of businesses are now using video as a part of their digital marketing strategy. So let me know in the chat, are you doing video already? And if you are, what are you using to do it with? Live videos account for 13% of local traffic to your website. And 90% of consumers claim that a video will help them when making a purchasing decision. So imagine if we have a video on our website, and luckily with the new Shopify 2.0 now, we can actually put those on our product pages and show people exactly how it works or how to set it up or whatever it is that you need to share. Pretty amazing that you've got some really awesome opportunities there to help people understand your product better. So let's quickly look at 5 reasons that you need to be using video in your digital marketing strategy. So you know that it's definitely going to be take you a little longer to create it, but let's find out why, if it's actually going to be worth it. Well, firstly, it's because video helps with sales. So adding a product video on your landing page can increase your conversions by 80%, which is pretty extraordinary. And that's all, of course, because 80% of the information transmitted to our brain is visual. Video is a great return on investment. So 83% of businesses say that video provides good return on investment. And while you're investing your time learning how to make it and then create it, it definitely will pay off in the long run. It's the stories that you're telling and how you put them together that matter, along with how you're going to reach your audience. And 50% of consumers say that videos gave them more confidence to purchase online. So if that's not a good enough reason for you, I don't know what would be, but it definitely tells you you need to be creating videos. And the beautiful thing about these is that create the first one, resize it, repurpose it. So for example, the one that I'm going to create today, so that was a blog post that Sandra wrote. Then from that, we create a video. From that, she can resize the video and use it on socials, use it as a reel. She can obviously upload this one to YouTube. From that, we've got lots of social posts. We can take a snippet and put it in a newsletter. So one bit of content with that blog post that she wrote is going to create so many different ways of getting visible online, which is really exciting. So make sure that when you're reworking and rethinking your digital marketing strategy, that video plays a really big part of that. So because that know, like, and trust factor is so important, we're giving you here this little free resource that I created called 5 Steps to Get That Know, Like, and Trust Factor. So if you'd like it, all you've got to do is open up your camera and hover it over the QR code and you'll grab that free ebook. And that will really help you, I know, when you're getting started. So the last one here is that since 2013, mobile video views have grown more than 233%. So this is where Reels really come into play. So I'm going to give you a little example here of, let me press pause. So this one I actually created in CapCut, and it was just one night. It took me a very, very tiny amount of time. The client just sent me a little bit of a video that they'd been filming from their studio. We had already been given this photo of the boy. So this boy here had done his medal test, and then they sent through, he was very proud of himself wearing his medals, and then they'd sent me this video of him doing a private lesson with his teacher. You can't even see his face or anything, but I put it with the trending audio, and boom, look at those stats. It's already had 10.6 thousand views. So let's take a little look at it.
I need somebody,
The reason I wanted to show you that one is to really reiterate the fact that it doesn't need to be amazingly well shot. This was literally just on their phone. It's not beautiful quality. You can see it kind of zooms in, zooms out of it. I just put it with the trending audio. I put the cute little stars over it from the free CapCut. Let me say that one again. CapCut app. And sure enough, it makes a really cute little reel. And obviously it really reached a lot of people, which is pretty amazing. I'm going to show you another one that's had some great results. Now, this client does not have a really big following on. In fact, I forgot to tell you, this one here for this dance studio, they've actually only got a few hundred followers on their Instagram. So don't think that to get 10.6 thousand followers, you actually need 10.6 thousand views, that you actually need that many followers. They literally only have a few hundred followers. This one here, same thing again. They don't have a huge audience at all. So these guys are a eco cruise company on the Brunswick Heads River up here in the Byron Shire. And they, from time to time, they just send us some footage, and we're working on their social media strategy anyway. But from time to time, they send us some cute footage that they've filmed from the boat, and then we just put it with some of that trending audio and put it out there. And so what do you know? There's just a little pelican catching a fish and 7,279 views already. So they can go extremely well and reach an audience way bigger than you ever would have thought possible for, considering what followers that they had in the first place. So I'm not sure if my team shared with you CapCut. They might have in the chat, but yeah, I've mentioned CapCut a few times. So you might want to look into CapCut for making those videos, because it's pretty amazing and it's pretty simple, that's for sure. So let's just quickly talk about these platforms that I like to use to create video. So the first one is InVideo. I mentioned this one first because it's an incredibly good price. So I use InVideo a lot, not nearly as much as Wave, but that's only because I've had Wave longer, really. InVideo is super cool for the fact that you can still set up your whole brand kit the way that you can in Canva and the way that you can in Wave, but you can also do the go from a blog post to a video in the way that I'm about to show you, which is incredible. It's honestly just such a cool feature. So we have a affiliate code that gives you a great discount for that if you want to sign up to that one. The next one is Wave, which is a wee bit more expensive, but definitely good. I really like their templates. I really like also that you can connect it up to days of the year, and so it will tell you, oh, it's World Chocolate Day, and there'll even be a template that you can use and just add a few of your own personalized touches to it, and boom, you've got a great video to share. So that's a really cool feature that you definitely would want to have a look at. We have a special deal for you guys as well with this affiliate code, and so you might want to take a look at that. But one little thing that you might want to watch out for is that sometimes on AppSumo, you can get a special deal where you get a lifetime deal for that. I just love AppSumo for that exact reason. We'll give you our AppSumo details in a second, because that'll give you $10 off your first purchase. Now, I can't say when the next time that the Wave will be on there, or if ever. I know that InVideo's been on there before as well, so you might want to keep a lookout for some kind of video creation platform that you might want to play with if you don't want to use one of these ones. Also Canva. So we make a lot of our Canva videos, a lot of our videos using Canva. However, it's way more limited to what you can do at the moment, but they keep improving all the time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens very soon. So moving on, it's time to create a video for a blog post. We're going to be using Wave, and keep in mind that video has become the way to make yourself stand out from your competitors. So you need to create more videos. So I'm going to stop my share right now, and I'm going to do a new share where you guys can see Sandra's blog, so you can see what we're about to do with it. So let me share my next one to my desktop. Give me a little thumbs up if you can see how to maintain your sterling silver jewelry. So this is Sandra's website. It's called Renata Jewelry. And I want you to have a good look at what we've got here to work with and see what Wave is then going to choose for us to create. So we've got how to maintain your sterling silver jewelry. We've got one graphic, which is one of her own pictures with a piece of her jewelry. And then we've got some do's, some don'ts, and finally. So a great little blog post, not too long. It's got some great keywords in there. So let's take a little look at what we're going to be able to do with it. So I'm going to type in wave.video. And we're going to, let's jump in here. We've got a folder here for Renata that is empty, just waiting, ready to go. So I'm clicking on create. And then what I want to do is I want to generate a video from text. There's obviously, from blog post. There's obviously lots of different options you've got there. We could work with a template if we want to, but I really want to encourage you guys to think about the importance of blog posts. So that's why I'm doing this one here. So firstly though, I want to go and grab this link to her blog post. So I'm going copy and pasting it there. Now I can say, do I want all stock assets or do I want to do free? I'm going to click on free. I can choose an audio mood there at the time because it's going to pick some music for me itself. Desired duration, I can make it whatever I want to, right up to 5 minutes, but I'm happy for this one to be 30 seconds. And do I want the text on the scene to be short, medium, or long? I'm going to say medium this time. So let's click on next. And the first one I want to make is horizontal because I want to go take it up to YouTube first. And then after that, I can then resize them all myself anyway. So let's go with this one today and click on create video. So it takes a little while Wave just does its thing because it is creating its own video from that blog post now. Now you'll notice that there was only one piece of, one photo that it's got to use. So it's going to use stock assets it'll put in some video, it'll put in some photos. What we could do if we wanted to, we could load up a whole lot of other photos. So for example, if I was Sandra and I would have probably already put a whole bunch of stuff inside the library and had some of my own jewelry photos in there so I could talk about lots of different bits and pieces. Now take a little look at this. This is pretty classic, what it does. So it takes lots of things. Let's go back and have a peek again. So it's taking even the word shop. So, you know, pretty classic. Obviously, we're going to get rid of all of that. Also, this isn't what Sandra's jewelry looks like. So we're going to get rid of that. But Wave's not clever enough to know that just yet. But let's go right back to the very beginning with the title, How to Maintain Your Sterling Silver Jewelry. So yay, it did that all by itself, which is great. It also put in that graphic, which is fantastic. So up the top here, I could have already set up, here we go, Renata, so that we've got the fonts and things like that we want to. So let's just change these fonts over and we can see that we've got Sandra's colors. So first what I want to do is get rid of this teal color because that's definitely not from Sandra's branding. So I'm going to go background and I'm going to choose maybe one of her purples. See if it's going to change it. Doesn't look like it wants to, does it? So let's go see background style. Oh, it's because I'm probably still looking at the text at the minute, but I'll come back to us in a second and change that background. And let's go change this in the meantime and change over to one of Sandra's fonts. So you can see that we can set it up with her brand fonts there. So you'll see that we're able to change everything according to her brand kit, the same way that we can do that in Canva. Okay, so we've got how to maintain your sterling silver jewelry. We're going to get rid of this one entirely because we don't need it. It's obviously it's her logo and it says just add it to your cart, which is totally irrelevant. So we're just going to completely delete that board. So I just go delete down the very bottom. Then we've got Renata collection. We don't need that either. So let's delete that whole one as well. And then we've got all products. So you'll often find you need to get rid of a whole bunch of silly stuff along the way. That also does not look like Sandra's website. So we'll get rid of that and we'll get rid of that and we'll get rid of that because we're just waiting to get to the nitty-gritty of her blog. So getting rid of that as well. Okay, here we go. Did you know that your storage choices can cause silver jewelry to tarnish faster and that chemicals in the air and moisture humidity contribute to tarnishing and discoloration of your sterling silver jewelry? So that one doesn't need to be so long if that one's going to be so short. So let's just go and grab some of that. So did you know that your storage choices can cause silver jewelry to tarnish faster? Let's leave it there, question mark. And then we'll go cut. And it didn't cut. And I think, hang on, the good news is, guys, just like Canva also, it's got this lovely little undo button. So I'm going to come back to this one and delete it because I don't think, there we go, to tarnish faster. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go cut and then I'm going to do my question mark. The next bit, I'm going to just paste chemicals in the air. Oh, so the words say, did you know that your storage choices can cause silver jewelry to tarnish faster? And that chemicals in the air and moisture humidity contribute to tarnishing and discoloration of your sterling silver jewelry. Then we move on. Not only is it important to regularly polish your pieces, but there are other ways to keep tarnish at bay. Wrap your silver and jewelry in a soft cloth like muslin, tissue paper, or protective resealable bags to avoid scratches and tangling jewelry, and we'll come and change that image in a minute. Never store your jewelry in uncoated wood, rubber, and newspaper. Polishing can prevent air and water from reacting with your silver and tarnishing it. Let's just do that. And then finally, remember, always put on your jewelry last when dressing. Apply makeup, perfume, and lotions first, and then put on jewelry to avoid damage to delicate items. Then, now we get into some silly stuff from the website again, like back to Renata Jewelry blog and privacy policy. Thanks, Wave, super useful. We've even got a bit of a refund policy there. We've got a shipping policy. Well, this is my favorite. Use left, right arrows to navigate the slideshow. So let's get rid of that one. Choosing a selection results in a full page refresh. We're getting rid of that one. Press the space key, getting rid of that one. And then learn more. Here, we're going to be okay with that one. We definitely want to keep that one. Let me see if I have got that loaded in. My team were just working fast behind the scenes. And we'll see if we'll be able to find that to put in that, if they were able to get that in there yet or not. Okay, let's go back to the beginning though now. And remembering that we want to be just having a little look at what we've got from the very top, what it's given us, Wave, in terms of music. So let's go take a little look.
I'll be the one by your side through the good and hard times when we're laughing, when we're hurting. I'll be the one that you need through the love and tragedy. we're losing. Take my
Okay, here you'll see it's still set to the same duration that it was before we got rid of all those weird extra boards. So we're just going to shorten it to there. So it's 53.8 seconds, and we can do all kinds of things that we want to with the audio there, but also if we wanted to, we could change it. But I actually think that it works quite well. So let's leave that in there for now. Now let's talk about this. So we want to think about, sorry, let me just go back to the beginning. Let's go take a little look at, hang on, just lost my wee thing. We're happy with this image here, and then we're probably happy using it again. Remember, as I said, I could have uploaded some of Sandra's pictures in there and stuff if I had a bit more time, or if this was Sandra doing it, she could have uploaded all of her images and videos and stuff that she wants to use. So I'm going to leave that one in for now, but let's move over to this one here because we don't need it for a third one. So how are we going to change that? We want to replace this image, and we can do that in a number of ways. So the first one that we can do, let me just move my Zoom stuff out of the way. So we can go over to here to the left-hand side, and you'll see here we've got storyboard. So over here on the left, this, if we wanted to edit text, we can do that through this section or cut it or delete it. I just do it down the bottom because that's just how I have always worked. Then, of course, over here on the right, we've got the text section as well when we're choosing the fonts, etc., etc. Also, you'll notice, I'll just go back to the beginning of this one and press play. You'll notice that it's got an animation on the text. But so this here is swipe up by word. I can change it to be anything that I want. So I could change it to type or swipe down or whatever I want. And then this is really important, guys. This is quite a new feature and it's really cool. I've also got it on Canva now too, is that you can then click on apply to the whole video. So if you don't do that, then you're going to have to go through each one after another, and you don't want to do that. You want to just click on apply to the whole video, which definitely makes a difference. Take a little look at the text styles though. So I can change it to this one, which is the purple with the white background. This one, so these are all part of ones that my team just set up in the background to help us get moving with this one quickly today. So that makes it easy and cool to kind of, you know, make things happen. Another one, if we go back, oh, sorry, there's one more thing over here on the right, which is settings. So download all text or remove all text blocks, which we're not doing that at the moment. So we're just going to stick with this one sitting here in this section. Another thing I should have said too, though, is that with the text effects, we can do text delays. We can also change the line height. So watch that. I've made that too, but we're actually happy with what it just was. So I'll just do that undo there like that. We can do all kinds of backgrounds. We can do all kinds of changes. We can change the font size, whatever we want there. Over on the left-hand side, we've got this other kind of toolbar thing down the left-hand side. So storyboard is where we are right now, but we can do other bits and pieces like enhancers. So we can do waveforms, progress bars, countdowns, etc. We can also put in captions. So if this was me talking, I could insert captions, which is great. Here is where I can change the audio and I can go through. I've got a whole bunch listed up here in my favorites. If I just know there's a particular track that I like to use with a client, because that's really, really good for brand recognition. Of course, I can upload music here as well. On the left-hand side here, I've then also got watermarks, which is a really, really good thing. If we zip along to the last board here, you'll see, and if I click there on watermarks again, excuse me, you can see that I can then put in Instagram. That should have just arrived. Let's just see why it's not appearing. I'm not sure why, but let's hope it appears very, very soon. But you can see that I've got those emojis there. I've got social media there. I've got actions like put the sound on, swipe up, etc., etc. I can do speech bubbles and arrows and all kinds of things. Let me just... It looks like it wants to, but then it's actually not putting it there, and I'm not sure why. I'll come back to those in a moment. In the meantime, let's just quickly change these colors because we really want to go with Sandra's colors that actually work with her branding. So let's click on this. We could click replace, but then that would only replace what's on that one page. But instead I want to click on apply to the whole video. And now you'll notice it's done it the whole way through. Now this for some reason did not switch over to her font, even though we did with everything else. So I'm going to click on here, apply to the whole video again, just in case there was a little issue going on there. Obviously that's not how it's going to look by the time that we are finished. So let's go. Oh, look at this. This is really silly. It looks like it did actually put in my Facebook and Instagrams. It just took a little while to do it, which was very, very silly. So let's go and get rid of those. And I'm not sure why it's having some little glitchy times there, but it is. So what I can do is I either can go through the whole lot and delete them or move them or whatever I want to do, or I can see, this is so strange. I'm not sure why it's doing that, guys. And it's always good though when annoying things happen, so you can really see that. Also there needs to be, oh, can you see how when I click on it, it only appears for a second for me to delete it. So something really odd is going there, and I'm on there and I'm not sure. And also there's heaps. So I'm not sure what's going on, but oh, it's doing it again. You see how that appears with a little wee trash can, but just for a tiny millisecond. So I'm just going to put it over there so I can hopefully come back and delete that a little later on when surely that's not going to be so annoying anymore. Let's now take a look at some other options with her font. So let's go text, change that to white, and go apply to the whole video, and that should be looking a whole lot better pretty soon. Let's try it over here and see. Yes, very good. We've still got those super annoying weird things appearing, but anyway. Okay, next thing we want to look at is layouts. So even though we chose a template already, we can still change things up if we want to. So for example, if we go to her last board here, and we can go and look at layouts, and we might want to add something in like that, for example, and put in that it brings her little phone in, and we can put something in there with a picture, etc., which is pretty fun. We can do whatever we want. Again though, see, so I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but it'll pop up for just a second and it will say replace. And that's what we're missing at the moment. So I'm not sure. Maybe what I'll do is refresh my screen. What an unfortunate time for Wave to be having a little glitch. So anyway, we'll wait and see if that's going to improve. Let me click on it. Yay! Just a little refresh helped things immensely. I can click delete, and I'll delete that one too now. I'll delete that one because we do not need that on our board, and we only want to do it on our end board. So let's go now take a little look from the beginning. We want to change the image on this board here now. So you see when we click on that and the little replace button comes up. So let's go to stock library. Now, if I had uploaded a bunch of Sandra's stuff, it would be sitting in uploads, but I want to go to stock library and we're talking about silver jewelry. So let's type that in, but I've got to remember American spelling. And it's showing me videos and images that are free. If I wanted to be paying for them, I could, but I just want to be having a look at that. So let's just be talking about silver jewelry in general. It's all about, you know, how you're going to be looking after it. So let's choose one like this. So all we can do is click on replace. It's getting that stock image and it's putting it in there. Now, if I want to change its positioning, I double click and I can move it along, but I quite like it like that, where it's just off like that a little bit. Let's go to the next board and same thing again. I want to click on it. I want to, sorry, not double click. I want to click on it and click on replace. So then I'll go stock library again, and I'm still on my silver jewelry. So let's see a video this time. Let's go for maybe this one. So let's go, yeah, that's the one we want, and replace. Cool. Next one is This one we definitely don't want because it's not silver jewelry and we need it to be silver for this particular video. So let's go through and find something that will work. I wonder if we go with this one. Yes, replace. Now watch what I can do with this. So if I actually want it to be a little bit different, I can zoom it in. Watch this, I go up to the very, very, very top and I could do that and I can move it a little bit so you can see it a bit more. There we go. And I'll click on done. Then let's go to the next one. So this one, I'm going to click on replace. I actually don't mind it at all, but I just wanted to see because it was probably a little bit too close to what I'd just done. So let's choose one, maybe not so much jewelry making. I want jewelry wearing at this point. Here we go, replace. What happened to my, yes, there we go. Okay, and then this is the last one. Finally, remember, always put on your jewelry last when dressing. So we need that to make sense. We can't have this one here. So you'll see I've pretty much replaced most of them, but I could have, you know, brought her images or a video in. And this is all about being dressed. So let's make sure that we, here we go, maybe this one here and replace. Good. Okay, let's go take a look from the top now. And from the very beginning. So you'll notice we'll pause on that one because already this one was too long. So this one is 8.5 seconds. I'm just going to make it shorter by dragging it like that. And then I'll make this one longer by dragging it like that. So let's now go and look at that. That works better for reading.
I'll be the one by your side through the good and hard times when we're laughing, when we're hurting. I'll be the one that you need through the love and tragedy, when we're winning, when we're losing.
We're still got to work on this one. I'm just going to get rid of that because we don't want that. I probably would just do something similar than what I did with that one that we did for the client, where it says read our blog for more info. And I want to ungroup that so I can click on learn more because we want some kind of call to action. Read our blog for more info, and probably what I would do at that point would be a little screenshot or something of that blog. We would have the Renata logo there and probably the website, but not the actual blog because no one's going to remember how to get to renatajewelry.com.au blogs, Renata Jewelry blog, how to maintain your sterling silver jewelry, etc. So all I'm going to do instead is put this in at this point. Boom. You don't need to do the www, of course, because everybody knows that, but I have just for fun. And I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller like that. And at this point, that's where I can put in my Facebook and Instagrams and all those kinds of things. But as we're doing things over on the left-hand side here before, and I was showing you those watermarks, let's also take a little look at overlays and stickers. So we looked at those ones before, but there's also little giffies that you can put in if you want to. So I'm obviously not going to leave this one in, but I'm going to show you anyway. We can have old footy player dude doing a bit of a raw thing he was doing. I'm going to leave that in for now so you can see when I press it what's going to happen. I can also stick in The logo, I don't, oh yes, we do. Thank you, team, for putting that in. That's great. We've got the Renata Jewelry logo there, so I can get rid of that now, and I can pop that one in there. It just doesn't want to do that, so let me just try and, yes, do that. Okay, so I'm going to pull that, make that big and beautiful, just like that. What else? What might we want to do if we go back to overlays and stickers? So yeah, we've got our logo preloaded. We can go to Giphy, we can go to stickers, we can go to media, we can do anything we want. This here is if you want to add more text. And you can see it's got all kinds of different styles that you can do there. So obviously you can change anything that you want to. We took a little look at layouts before and different ways that you can make things look. Here is the editing of everything again. This here is if you want to go back into stocks and uploads, and of course your templates. But for now, let's just go back and look at it. We're leaving the footy man in here just for a sec so that you can see what goes on. And I'm just going, oh, I'll show you if you decide that you want to upload your own photo. I'll show you that just before we finish. So I'm going to go to another page in Sandra's website. And let's go and choose one of the pieces of her jewelry. So let's choose this. Actually, you know what? I actually want to have that exact image. So I'm just going to zoom in and I'm going to just screenshot it here right now. Going back into Wave like this. And then let's do that here and choose a different image so it's not repeating in that instance. So I'm going to click on that. Oh, it started doing it again. Where's my little replace button? That's a shame that that's happening. Just want you guys to know, oh, it just nearly let me. It doesn't normally prove so problematic. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm just going to have to do a refresh. Again, you can see I haven't had to keep saving it, which is a very, very good thing. While it's doing its refresh, would anybody like to ask any questions, or does anybody have any questions that they would like answered while I do this next wee bit? Up here I go replace, just unmute yourself and ask, or just pop it in the chat if you like. So I'm just going instead, this time I'm going to click on uploads, and I'm going to go into the little folder that was just created just before for Renata, which I can't see right now. So I'm just going to click on upload, and it's a screenshot. So let me go to screenshots, desktop, screenshots, and there's that beautiful photo of hers with the jewelry. So I'm going to click on it when it's finished loading. Maybe. Yes, and click on replace. Nice one. And replace. So let's now look at that from the top. And we won't watch the whole thing, obviously, but let's go.
I'll be the
I'm going to zip right through to get this point and go play again. So it's going to be 50 seconds in the middle.
when we're losing. Take my
It's so random, isn't it? Now, one thing, I'm really glad that I did this so that you guys can see how I can fix it. If you're like, hang on a second, where's our logo? You'll notice it appears here.
take my
As does that dude. I'm going to get rid of him. We don't need him. But you'll notice here, I want to move that right to the beginning there so that he now appears, that logo. Watch this.
when we're losing.
It's right there at the very beginning.
Take my
So there we go. That's good. I'm going to go back to this here, and I'm going to go to that blog post. Now, if I wanted to get a screenshot of the whole blog, I can either do command and minus on my computer, and make it really, really small, or I can do this cool thing. I've got this extension here. It's a Chrome extension, and it's called Go Full Page. So I can click on that. It takes a whole screenshot of the whole thing. Then I can put it up onto the website. I mean, up into the thing like that, so they know what it is that we're looking for. So that's a pretty cool thing. Or I'll just show you one more time. I'll just make this a smaller one, so it's going to look way, way better. I'll just click on this time. Yes, see how much better that is. So I just made that a little bit smaller for a moment. So if I want to go into here now and I want to go and add an image, then I'm going to go uploads, upload, and put in that it's in the downloads folder now. Oh, did I actually download it? I don't know that I did. Hang on a second. Let me download it. That would be super helpful. And bring it back in here. And now I'm going to upload it from the downloads folder. And there it is. And I could do something like an arrow to read the blog for more info or something like that. I don't have to just have it plonked there. I can actually create some animations around it, make it look really fun. So maybe it's just taken a while to load. Here we go, and click on add. So you'll notice this time it didn't do replace, it was clicking on add. So I'm going to change the way that looks and edit that, bring it back down. So that's super annoying that it's done that. So hang on. I'm just going to do it in a different way because I did not do it at all well. Because what I wanted to do was put it on here. So what I need to do is go and grab a template, put the phone in, etc., pop it in. So anyway, takes a little bit longer, and I'm not going to because I've already gone over time. But you can see that we're winning. That took us half an hour. We could have been pre-prepared and had all the photos in there that we want to do, but I actually think it's nice to bring in a little bit of different style of jewelry as well, because, you know, this is going to be showing up on YouTube or whatever, wherever she decides to put it. Another thing to let you know, and this is a really important thing because I've made the mistake and then it took me ages dealing with Wave support to get this fixed, is that when you're all finished with it and you're like, yay, I'm done, I'm happy, then you could go and click on resize and create your next size. However, that will actually replace what you've already created. It doesn't save that as another video. So what you need to do instead is click on publish. You then need to click on video. Of course, as you can see, you can make a GIF or a GIF here as well. And then you can render it. And then you can now then go back, duplicate it. And then with the duplicated one, that's where you can actually create the next version or the next sizing. So that's really, really, really important to know, is not to resize, because yeah, I made that mistake myself. So let me stop this share, do a new share, and show you my wee summary, hoping that this is going to show up on the right screen. Can you guys see that one? Creating more videos? Yes, thank you. So what I'm going to show you next, it's time to share more. So now more than ever, we want to see the human side of a brand. We want to show the world what you stand for. Be more purpose-driven, more human, more imperfect, and more real. And you'll notice with that audio track that was chosen for Sandra's by Wave, not by me, that we can actually choose something that changes the whole vibe of the video that you're watching. We could have chosen something really upbeat. We could have chosen something super punchy. Like literally, I felt that was a good one because it had some nice emotion and it wanted me to keep watching. But you can really change the way that you get a feeling or an emotion from watching a video just by changing the audio. So that's a good way also to be helping to share your story. So in summary, Video storytelling is much more effective than a sales pitch, as it focuses on a story rather than a product or a service. And creating video stories that are entertaining and educational is really, really important. You'll notice for that one with Sandra's, it was an educational one. And adding a product video on your landing page or on your product page can increase conversions by 80%. Hot diggity. So let me know in the chat, what was your aha moment that you learned today about video or creating the video? Maybe one of the aha moments is that it can be a little glitchy, but as you noticed, each time that was happening, I just did a refresh of my whole screen and it seemed to fix the problem up. And as I mentioned before, I don't usually have that many glitchy problems with Wave, although it can be. So it's time to share more. If your stories are all about your products and your services, that's not storytelling, it's a brochure. So give yourself permission to make the story bigger. And I thank you for joining me today for the rerun of how to create a video from a blog post. And as I said earlier, you can do that with Wave like I've just done, or we also can do that using InVideo. And I'm sure there are many other platforms that you can do that with as well. So thank you very, very much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate the beautiful feedback. Thanks, Michael. He said it's been fantastic. Thanks, Kylie. A great time. We'll get to it ASAP. The aha is that it is not impossible. Yay! And Sandra's aha is how easy it was to create a video from text or a blog. Totally, for sure. I'm glad that you guys found that that was the case, because yeah, you could see it wasn't perfect. It's certainly not perfectly finished, but that was like just allowing just under half an hour to do that. Imagine if I said to myself, okay, I want to create 2 videos a week and I'm going to give myself an hour and a half. Or I might say I want to do 1 video a week and give myself an hour. So yeah, it's a great way to set some time in your calendar and make it happen. So thank you so much, guys, for being here with me. Sorry, we're going to over. And Sandra, I'll send you an email with the link, and then you can just get stuck into it.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you for doing that.
You're very, very welcome. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Good night. Bye-bye.